Possible Bigfoot hair samples. Hair analysis is a much debated topic among researchers. A common complaint is that scientists just won't come out and say it's Sasquatch hair. They only say it's unknown. The answer is, it's unknown. Any reputable scientist will never officially label a hair sample with a name of an unknown creature. If, and until, a known, acknowledged, classified Sasquatch is presented to scientists for study, hair, DNA, and all that stuff will remain unknown. We will sometimes get indeterminate identity. This is a step forward that indicates the acceptance among some of an unknown animal. So, since there are no known samples of Sasquatch hair, the next best thing is the results that tell us what it is not. So we will know for certain it is not a bear, not a wolf, not a human, not a horse, etc. There was a study done of samples of hair gathered that was believed to be a Sasquatch. Sample 1, hairs collected from Bluff Creek. Ivan Sanderson had Dr. F. Martin Duncan, affiliated with the London Zoo, analyze these. They could not be matched to any known North American mammal. Dr. Duncan said they could possibly be from an unknown large primate based on common features of that order. Sample 2, hairs collected from central Idaho in 1968. This sample was sent to Ray Pinker, instructor of police science at California State College in Los Angeles. He determined that the hair did not match any known animals in his collection. He also stated that the hair showed some characteristics that are common to human and non-human primates. The hairs were reported to be light-colored and showed variation in color and thickness. There was a long length that was not like human hair but exhibited a human-like scale pattern. It lacked a continuous medullary core. The sample he looked at contained both coarse guard hairs and fine under hairs, which is not characteristic of primates. Sample 3, hair from Northern California, 1993. This was examined by Dr. Sterling Bunnell, M.D., a member of the California Academy of Sciences. He examined the hair by light microscopy under both direct and transmitted illumination. They were compared with human, chimpanzee, gorilla, orangutan, and pygathrix monkey hair. He found the hair sample to be related to the human-chimpanzee-gorilla group but was clearly different from each of them. The surface and internal structures seemed more like gorilla hair than human or chimpanzee. Dr. Bunnell also commented on how remarkable the hair was in the extremely fine and diffuse pigmentation and the absence of observable medullary structure. The other species show dark melanin clumps and medullary streaks. Jeff Meldrum concluded that these indeterminate hairs displayed notably uniform characteristics. They likely represent an uncatalogued single species of animal as their source. Dr. Henner Fehrenbach analyzed over a dozen hair samples that could not be attributed to any commonly known North American animal but shared a common suite of distinguishing features. Sample A, this was a dark reddish-brown to black in color. It was wavy to slightly curly in parts and ranged from 3 inches to 15 in length. A cross-section of the hair showed it to be round to slightly flattened the entire length. The medulla was absent, with only a minimal fragmentary medulla in one region. The cuticle pigmentation showed an irregularly waved mosaic pattern. Scale margins were smooth to slightly wrinkled. Most of these hairs showed that they were at the growth stage where they were ready to fall out on their own. A few of the strands had follicles attached. Split ends were evident on a few of them, giving them a brush-like tip, but most of the hairs had smooth, rounded worn tips. None showed evidence of being cut. Sample B, these hairs ranged in length from 2 inches to 5 and were reddish-brown to blonde in color. They were identical in anatomy to Sample A, except for a complete absence of medulla. All hairs had attached follicles. Again, no indication of being cut. Dr. Fehrenbach said that these samples came from the same species but from 2 different individuals. One sample was a dark reddish-brown which showed black to the naked eye. The other was a light reddish-brown and had very worn ends. 2 Sasquatches matching these colors had been observed within 20 minutes of the vicinity where the hair samples were found. None of the people gathering the hair samples matched hair colors or morphology. The anatomy of the hair ruled out common mammals in the area. No feature absolutely ruled out an ID as human, although the lack of cut ends on relatively short hairs seemed to make a human source quite unlikely. For more interesting content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, be sure to visit our website at thecryptocrew.com.